YouTube, what's happening? Welcome back to my subscriber battle series. Today we are battling John. In this match I led with my Azumarill and he brings in Picasso, his rather annoying Smeargle. I hate this Pokemon because it can run so many moves obviously, but of course it's running Spore and that's the first thing that it uses on me. I went for the belly drum, so that's why I didn't hit first with the Aqua Jet, and he managed to put me to sleep. And he then uses Parting Shot and knocks my attack down and leaves. But that sucks because I really wanted to start buffing my attack, and he brings in Sweep Chew, his Raichu, and I managed to wake up and get that belly drum off. And I think this kind of freaks him out because he's going to be running Encore on this Raichu, and obviously he doesn't want to Encore me into an Aqua Jet, so he switches and brings in his Poliwrath. And he did this because obviously he knows I'm going to be coming with an Aqua Jet, and Water Absorb takes the Aqua Jet like a boss, and I was so lucky that I didn't get hit by that Hypnosis because that could have been a proper game changer, but I missed it and I managed to get him out of there with Play Rough. And in comes the Smeargle again, and oh my god, it's running King's Shield. So this Smeargle is just designed to destroy my Azumarill. It's got like all the attack dropping moves, but I hit it with an Aqua Jet which would have one hit KO'd, but obviously it's sashed. So he hangs in there and puts me back to sleep with that damn Spore. So I then, no, he Parting Shots me again, so even more attack dropped. Poor Azumarill's like being destroyed here, and he switches into Gyarados, his shiny red Gyarados. So I was literally praying that I would wake up and hit him with a Play Rough. Not sure how much that would have done due to like all the dropped attack, but he gets a cheeky Dragon Dance in there, so he's like buffing himself up while I'm pretty much useless. And again, I'm asleep for the next turn, so I just take an Earthquake to the face. And I managed to hang on, but I'm still sleeping. But on my next turn I had no choice but to press Aqua Jet, and funnily enough that turn I wake up. So obviously that hardly does a thing, and Earthquake finishes me off. Bye bye Azumarill, that sucks. And of course it's got Moxie as well, so it's like buffing himself up even more. So I sent in Cofagrigus to try and sit him down a little bit, knock him down a peg, because he then Mega Evolves, so it's not looking good for me. Earthquake doesn't do too much, obviously it takes me below half, and I went for Will-O-Wisp because I want to cripple him and like take away some of that buffing he's been doing so that he's less of a threat to me. And Lefty saves my life some more and like gets me back up into green HP. And he goes for Waterfall, and I think he was hoping that I would flinch, but I didn't. I got Mummy and took away his Mold Breaker and hit him with Infest. So now he was both trapped and being like sapped for HP from Burn and Infest. So things were starting to look up at this point, so I decided to just be cheeky with Cofagrigus and Protect. So he takes a whole turn of the damage from those two attacks, and that takes care of Gyarados. He could have been like a huge problem for me if he'd have got that flinch off and managed to get rid of Cofagrigus, because he's the only reason I managed to stall him out obviously. So see you later Gyarados. And back in is Sweep Chew the Raichu, who then Encores me into using Protect. Now this actually works out quite well because I managed to obviously get some of my leftover damage HP back. So I'm getting like more HP, and then the next turn I actually can use Protect. And he uses Nasty Plot, so Raichu's not that much of a threat unless he can kind of get you encored into hitting him with electric type moves, and then he can be the devil, honestly. So I was still being like encored into the Protect, and I got killed by the Thunderbolt. It was a crit as well, overkill. And I bring in Bisharp, who he was gonna try and encore me, I think, into like using Sucker Punch, I think, because he went first. So unlucky, he gets hit by Knockoff instead, and he faints. So he then brings in Torkoal, and I did go for Knockoff again on Torkoal because I expected him to be carrying White Herb and maybe do like Shell Smash, but he wasn't. He was holding the Rocky Helmet. I think it's cheeky that like you take damage before it comes off, so cheeky. So he sets up some Stealth Rocks as well, and I literally just kept spamming him with Sucker Punch because I thought I might as well do some chip damage whilst he's like setting up all his burns and stuff on Bisharp. So I do like a teeny tiny bit of damage before he comes in with the inevitable fire move that's going to take him out. So see you later, Bisharp. Goddamn Torkoal. So I bring in Mario, my Jellicent, and he's like not bothered by them stones at all. He's just such a big chunky balloon, and just slaps him with a Scald, which takes care of him. So next we get coming in is a Dragonair, and I was quite like surprised. No, we don't get Dragonair, that's next. We get Smeargle, who puts Jellicent back to sleep and then decides to use Parting Shot and switches out on me again after dropping my stats. This does like really affect me later on when I try and get some super effective damage. It really sucks because I don't do as much as I'd have hoped. So there goes Smeargle, and this is when he brings in Dragonair. And I was surprised because usually people bring in Dragonite, so I've never been against a Dragonair on its own before. So I wake up, and the Scald that I used was originally meant for Smeargle, obviously, and it doesn't do a lot to Dragonair, but it does burn her, which is like super cool because I was not expecting it to actually work in my favour, but she toxics me, and I didn't know what else to do at this point other than switch out. So I went for a Shadow Ball and it didn't do too much, and maybe I should have switched out at this point, but I stayed in, and I was super lucky that he decided to use Rest, because this is where I kind of get the upper hand, because he goes to sleep and he's not running like Resto Chesto or anything, so he doesn't wake back up, he's still sleeping. Obviously Jellicent's not doing a lot and isn't going to take out Dragonair before it wakes up, so I decided to switch into my Gardevoir, and obviously you know what's coming now. Dragonair doesn't wake up, which is sweet, stay asleep, and I Mega Evolve Gardevoir, and obviously the inevitable Hyper Voice is coming. Gotta love that stab damage, it's such a good move. I prefer it to Hyper Beam because obviously you don't have to take a turn to recharge, you can just keep spamming it, and that takes care of Dragonair. So he brings out Picasso the Smeargle again, who is not fast enough and takes a Hyper Voice to the face and faints. So I won that match thanks to the awesomeness of Gardevoir. If you'd like to battle me, then please hit me up, contact me on Twitter. I also have Facebook. Comment below. Catch you later.